Jessica from Vegan Street Fair before she hits New York for the first ever Vegan Street Fair, NYC.
Yes.
And we're here chatting about the ins and outs of Vegan Street Fair, how it got started, and what it takes to run such an event that you do. Vegan Street Fair LA was huge this year. How many people?
They're reporting 30,000.
30,000 people coming to eat all the vegan things. Jess, how did Vegan Street Fair start? What inspired you to begin it?
So I grew up in New York. I'm a New Yorker. I've been in LA for about 8 years. And growing up in New York, I visited hundreds of street fairs on my way to work, or as a kid, I would just get off the subway and bam, run right into a street fair. So when I was thinking about like an idea for an event, I thought it's got to be a street fair. It's got to be something that's like accessible, where someone's like walking to get their coffee and they're like, oh wait, I've got 15 minutes, I'm gonna go try a vegan corn dog. So I was kind of inspired by my New York upbringing, as well as a little bit of a Taste of Chicago vibe. If anybody's familiar, Taste of Chicago is like a tasting extravaganza, and it's been running for about 30 years in Chicago, and they've got bite-sized portions of things as well as large-sized portions. So I really wanted to kind of create this unique, never before done event just for sort of exploring vegan food. Whether you're vegan or not vegan, I feel like it's one of those things that's enticing because it's free to enter, and I don't know, I just thought it would be fun to have something where all of the coolest vegan spots were all in one place.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of food can people find at Vegan Street Fair?
Oh, the good food. Well, we're at Crimsey's right now. If anybody's been here before, they're in NoHo. Crimsey's actually launched at Vegan Street Fair 2 years ago. They do obviously Cajun food, so we've got stuff like that. We've got vegan corn dogs. We've got tornado potatoes, and like these spiralized potatoes, and then just covered in deliciousness. There's raw food, there's cupcakes, there's donuts, there's pizza. I mean, pretty much anything you can find.
So there really is a huge variety.
Yeah.
What's some of the craziest food that you can find at Vegan Street Fair?
Ooh, that's a really good question. There's such good food there. One of the most interesting things that I've seen so far is we had a donut cone last year from Ridiculous Baking and Nadamu. They came together and they created this donut cone. It's a cone made out of donuts.
Was it filled with ice cream?
It was filled with ice cream. It was incredible.
That is awesome.
Really fun. Let's see what. I mean, people just come up with the funnest stuff, and
yeah, they get really creative at Street Fair, and that's why I'm asking this question, because I've seen some of the photos on the Instagram, and I'm like, what?
What? Why? Who?
Do you feel like you've found your niche doing something that you love and that also contributes to the community, people, animals?
I do. I was a personal trainer in my former life, I guess you could say, and I feel like this event just fell into my lap. And I think that's how it happens, right? When you find that thing,
yeah, that
passion, that spark, and you follow it, and you give it as much opportunity as you are able. I do. I wake up every day and I'm very excited to do this work, because again, it's not just fun for the community, it's not just fun for me, and it's not just fun for the vendors, but to me it's marketing for veganism. It's like, there's 30,000 people on the street, and I would probably guesstimate that 60% of them are not vegan. They're non-vegans because they live in the neighborhood, or they came off the subway or the train, or whatever you call it here in LA.
So it's a form of activism.
It's my form of activism. Everybody has their thing, I feel like some people are great at podcasts, and some people do they're animal rights activists, so they're out on the street protesting, and I think in veganism you need all of that.
Yeah, you really do. You got people opening restaurants, people cooking, people doing YouTube, videos for sure.
And we need it all. It's like, in any cause, in any movement, there's the Malcolm X's, and there's the Martin Luther Kings, and there's everyone in the middle. And I feel like every little bit helps, as long as it's to me, it's like, as long as it's inclusive of everyone. I can't tell you how many times I get a call or a text or a private message from a random stranger, and they're like, thank you so much for having this event, we're vegan now.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, that's enough. To me, that feels like enough. That feels like, okay, we've done our jobs. Like, we threw a kick-ass party, but we were able to plant some seeds.
Yeah, that's what's really important. that's the most you can do.
The most I can do.
Did you have any like previous experience in organizing events before you took this on?
No. No.
Wow.
Yeah, no. It came from no. I mean, I think about my childhood and I think about who I was as a person before then. I used to be a bartender in New York, and like I'm a social butterfly, and I do remember the first time I ever tried to plan something. I was in 7th grade, and I was always the person that wanted to get people together, like have a good time and like celebrate people or things or stuff like that. And in 7th grade, I planned a pizza party for the whole 7th grade, and it was a surprise for the teachers. Oh, so silly. But it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, hey, local pizza guy, would you deliver like 60 pizzas to our school? And he was like, sure. So we opened early, and he brought us pizza, and we ate pizza for breakfast, and it was this thing. But the organization, I think, was always there, and I have many instances in my life where I think about stuff like that. I've planned beer crawls, and I've planned a veggie prom a couple of years ago. That was probably my first like real event that I ever planned. I planned gatherings and meetups and things, but never to this degree. I feel like maybe I always had it in me. I just didn't really realize that this was something that I was good at. But I do think that it takes some level of that. It takes some level of like being good with who you are and what you do, and feeling like this is my lane, this is what I've created, I'm really good at this thing, and I'm gonna keep staying on my lane and doing what it is that makes me really good at this. Because it's very easy to go like, what are they doing? I want to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
But that's not you. And I think that can show a lot when you're doing an event. So staying just true to who you are and being like, if I fail, I fail, but I'm going to be okay with the failure.
Yeah, talking about failure and talking about the tickets situation, I remember like after the first year, all the negative comments. I mean, there were good comments too, but there were a lot of negative comments about the ticket system, about other aspects of street fair online, on Facebook. And I think there are always going to be negative comments when you're putting yourself out there, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that? How do you look at that and use it to improve the next year? And how do you deal with that internally?
So I'll be honest. The first year was really hard. The first year was hard hearing people not like this thing that I put my heart and soul into.
Yeah.
And it was probably like 65% of the people that attended this event were like, no, this was not good. And they were very vocal about it.
Very.
Very vocal about it. And I cried a lot, I'm not gonna lie. And it was cathartic and it was good, but I think it's all about intention is really what it is. It's like I intend 100% with these events to go into it giving everyone a phenomenal time. And I do everything in my power, as you know, to make sure that that's the reality. And so if people don't like it, it is what it is. I have to just like take it and move on. Take it, learn from it, and move on. Just like with veganism. It's like, okay, I ordered the wrong thing because there's a summer roll and a spring roll. Who the hell does that, by the way? And one's vegan, one's not. And it's a bar, so you're drinking a little bit.
You have got an insanely busy life. I know you juggle a lot of things. You're very active on social media. You've got a family. Like, how do you juggle everything and run street fair? How do you do it?
I ask myself this every day. It's a really good question. It's day by day.
Yeah.
It's actually day by day, and I know that sounds strange. I do have a phenomenal team, I will tell you.
Did you ever expect Vegan Street Fair to be as big as it is right now?
No.
No.
There was no precedent for it, honestly, but all the veg fests that we had ever seen, which was the closest thing that we could imagine, because it's a free event, most first-time events were gathering maybe 3,000 people at the most.
Okay.
So when our event launched, all of the event planners we talked to were like, you can expect maybe 5,000 at the max. And we were like, all right, that works, we're good with that. And 10,000 people showed up.
Jess, what is your goal for Vegan Street Fair? What does it mean to you?
You're really asking good questions. What is my goal? My goal is just to have it be, have it grow and be the event that everyone feels comfortable going to. Everyone. From every class. You know, we try very hard to focus on our vendors doing smaller portions so that they're more so that they're not cost prohibitive. Mm-hmm. We try to make it free. We just want to be a part of the community at the end of the day. I want to be, I want to be the event that people go, that's the event I want to go to every year. In addition to the others, right? Because like I love all the events in LA.
Yeah.
And I go to many of them because they're fun. Again, we need them all.
Yeah.
We need every single type of event out there.
Yeah.
For me, I just want it to be something that, from the, I don't know, from the person who doesn't have a lot to the person that has a lot to the person that doesn't feel like they fit into veganism because of their size or because of their color or because of their orientation. I want them to feel like they're very welcome at Vegan Street Fair.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And I just hope to keep planting seeds, really.
Sure, I think you're doing that. Definitely. What's your favorite part of Vegan Street Fair?
You're not gonna believe this. It's organizing.
Oh, really? It's the
Yes.
organizing of it? Oh, I did not expect that.
You didn't? No. I love it. I love putting spreadsheets together. I love calling people to organize stuff, like who's gonna be there, what do I need, and kind of just envisioning it from the outside, kind of looking bird's eye view, and being like, okay, what is it that is gonna make this event even more successful? Like, the creative evolution of it, to me, is where I thrive.
What is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you during the organization of it?
Oh, the hail.
The
Hands
hail?
down.
Oh, first year, of course.
Anybody remember
Who
that?
plans for hail?
Gosh, I think
Hail in LA.
I think about it fondly all the time. But for those of you who know or don't know, our very first event in Los Angeles, we had 10,000 people in the streets of North Hollywood, and there was a chance of rain. It was like 10 or 20%. We were like, it's a rain or shine event, because clearly you can't just shut down streets in Los Angeles and be like, we're going to shift it to another day. It doesn't work that way. You know, there's a lot of organization and lots of permits and fees and what have you. So when it started to hail on everyone, first it started to rain, and that was fun because the DJ started playing rain music, right? It was like Purple Rain, and she was just playing all kinds of really fun, like It's Raining Men.
Rain themed.
Yeah, everything was rain themed. She's so great. And that was fun because people were dancing in the streets, and like I was dancing, and I was cracking up, and I was like, this is hilarious. Like, really, I can't believe it's raining on all of us at my first event.
Yeah.
Like, what a welcome. And then like 10 minutes later, it started to hail, like marble-sized hail. It was wild. People still talk about it. We joke about it all the time. We thought about making shirts that say like, oh, hail, no. Or oh, hail, yeah.
I think that's all the questions I have for you today, and I really appreciate your time to speak to me about Street Fair, because I know how busy you are planning and organizing Street Fair.
Thank you for asking me. This was really fun.
Yeah.
And I
it
don't
was
get to
fun.
spend enough time with you in person. So.
We should do this more often.
We should totally do
all the interviews. This is how we can do, how we can socialize.
Yes, right. Without me texting you like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Shirt design.
You can still do that. It's
Yeah,
okay.
okay, good.
It's my job. But thank you.
Thank you, honey. Thank you. This was great. Oh, you're the best. Oh, thanks. It's the hair wash.